Win more games in EAFC 24 with these 4-3-2-1 custom tactics. There's a reason all the top pros have this formation in their arsenal, and after the patch it is even more effective. I've tweaked these to keep the game fun for you and hopefully get you a few more wins along the way, so let's get you set straight up. Covering all bases, as always, I recommend to put this in the custom tactics slot. It doesn't matter which one. This is just so you can press the triangle button and go in and change these players into whatever your preferred positions are. Then you can simply change this formation when the game kicks off, and your players will automatically move into their new positions. Now there's a couple of ways you can set this formation up, and I'll help you decide which one will suit you best as we go along. If you like your defenses to hold a neutral position and not do any pressing without your say-so, then leave this on balanced. If, however, you're a more aggressive presser and you like a bit of AI assistance when you're doing that, whenever your opponent's in a tight spot, then just change this to press on heavy touch. Either of those two work fine. Width of 45, pretty universal across all formations, just tucks your defense in, keeps it nice and compact. A depth of 67 keeps this nice and aggressive and on the front foot, while still being responsible enough to not leave too many gaps behind the defense. If you want to tap into the 71 depth meta and have the auto offside traps, by all means do that, but I think this formation works best when there's a bit more manual control over it. Build up play, you've got two options, mates. If you like to dominate possession and have really high possession stats, I'd recommend leaving that on balanced, and it just means that your players will gradually build up the pitch as you work your way up. I personally like to have lots of attacks and get up the pitch really quickly, which is really good for counter attacks in this formation. So all long ball does is tells your players to get into attacking positions as quickly as possible. It doesn't actually mean that we're going to be playing with long ball. Chance creation of possession, which may sound a bit weird with long ball, but all that means is in the final third, your players will show short for a pass and show for the passing opportunity unless you've given them specific instructions to do something different, and that's really important in the player instructions on the next page. Attacking width, you'll notice on the right hand side, when you go above 70, the text changes to say that it's a more wider formation, which will leave more gaps in the center of the field. This is not what we want, so we're going to drop it just one below, because we do want our players to play in wide positions, but still be compact enough at the top end of the pitch. This will make more sense in the demonstrations later in the video. The players in the box option literally just dictates where the players are going to position themselves around the penalty area when you're in attacking positions. So players in the box of 8 just encourages those players to crowd the penalty box, which is really great when you're passing it around in that final third. You have got free reign on corners and free kicks. Put these on whatever you feel comfortable with. I've got some really good set piece routines on too with both of these, so that's where I like to leave mine. Good stuff, let's move on. And now for my favorite part of each video. I create them all for free to help you get the most out of the game, but it would not be possible without those of you that subscribe and share with all your friends. So let's shout out a couple of you at random. From the comments on the last video, we have Dami Lola Jarji. 3 years of your support I've enjoyed. Thank you very much, sir. John Stevens, I see you comment a lot, boss, and I always appreciate it. Another 3-year subscriber. Thank you, dude. And finally, Andre Paulson. Not me going to check when I sub to this legend. My good sir, it has been 4 years, which is the age of this channel, so no, you are the legend. Thanks for the support, gang. Let's get you set up with the instructions now, starting with the central centre forward. They want to be on stay central, get in behind, normal interceptions, and basic defence support. This player will defy that possession instruction and instead make those forward runs in behind the opponent's defence to split them apart and give us a lot of chance creation. The left centre forward wants to be on stay central, mixed attack, normal interceptions, and basic defence support. Essentially, they will operate on the left wing, and then when we get into the final third, they will cut themselves centrally and show for passes so they can do some finesse shots outside the box, and where appropriate, they will still make the occasional run in behinds using the mixed attack instruction. There's a couple of different options that you can have with the right hand sided player. You can either have them the same as the left, so stay central, mixed attack, normal interceptions, and basic defence support. Having the front 3 operating this way is really good for counter attacks and getting yourself up the pitch really quickly. Alternatively, if you're a more defence minded player and you want a bit more defensive resilience in this formation, just simply have this player on comeback on defence. They will still attack the same way, but they will also drop back into a midfield 4, so this formation will essentially defend as a 4-4-2. If you're comfortable defending without it though, it's really effective to leave that on basic, same as the other 3, and have it as a counter attacking formation with those front 3 ready to get in behind and cause all sorts of problems. Into the midfield now, and the left hand sided midfielder of those 3 want to be on stay back while attacking, stay on the edge of box for cross, normal interceptions, stick to position, and cover wing. This player will still advance up the pitch and help out with the creative side because they are a centre mid and not a defensive mid. However, they will not encroach into the penalty area, meaning they will always be on hand to pick up any recycled passes out and stop any counter-attacks that your opponent may try to use. Cover wing instruction will just help us defend the wide areas. If our fullback marauds up the pitch and offers some support, it just gives them that bit of extra cover. The central midfielder wants to be on stay back while attacking, balanced crossing runs, normal interceptions, stick to position, and cover centre. These will essentially just act as that defensive midfielder in the central areas of the pitch, sweeping up in front of the back four and starting out our attacks. The right hand side of the midfield three has a bit more license to be creative. They're going to be on balanced attack, balanced crossing runs, normal interceptions, stick to position, and cover wing. This player will advance forward and support our front three, and will also make late runs into the box because of that players in box of 8 that we set up on the previous page. So the reason we've got this midfield three set up on different instructions is because we have our fullbacks set up differently too. Your left fullback wants to be on balanced attack, normal interceptions, overlap, and stick to position. These are going to steadily advance up the pitch, offering that wide option if and when we need to use them, and that's why that left hand midfielder is on stay back while attacking and cover wing, just to give a bit of wide support in case your opponent tries to counter attack down that side. Meanwhile, the right fullback wants to be set up with stay back while attacking, normal interceptions, overlap, and stick to position. Now, if you're in a situation where you'd rather have your right fullback as the balanced attack and the left fullback staying back, that's absolutely fine. Just flip these instructions the other way around. Your centre backs are on default, stay back while attacking, normal interceptions, and stick to position. Have your goalkeepers on whatever your preference is in game. So those are the instructions, but of course you need to know how to use them to get the most out of them. So let's run through some demonstrations and show you just how much damage you can cause. This formation is set up for those of you that like the football to do the talking without needing skill moves or broken mechanics. The AI movement means you can play that pass and go football that brings the enjoyment back to the game. If you like to have fast build-ups, those front three with the stay central instructions means you will have plenty of support to catch your opponent on the counter. Or, if you prefer the possession game, these tactics will naturally build up as you progress, giving you the passing options throughout. Notice how the left back gives a wide option here, meanwhile there's plenty of players in central areas to dissect and overwhelm, sending your opponent on their way. See ya! The left backs are a good outlet to switch the ball to. Meanwhile, the possession tactics keep the wide centre forwards lurking on the edge of the box, ready to fire off those finesse shots when appropriate. Meanwhile, the central striker on get in behind offers the perfect opportunity to catch your opponents on counter-attacks, driving themselves through the centre of the pitch to split the defence. These central runs are also great for opening up space for the wide centre forwards to ask that important question, how do you like your chips? The versatility for creating goals in multiple ways is why so many pros use this formation. And as always, if our silver legend from Ghana scores, give this video a thumbs up. Enjoy using this one, my friends, and I will see you in the next one.
I never miss that fact. Taking big swings, jam to the bat. Put me in the ring, you'll go out in a bag. Cause I sing what I mean and I bring it to the mad light.